Get the party started with the scream and the shout. Everybody's banging to the beat of a different drum. Bang, bang, well, I'm a loaded gun. Bang, bang, well, I'm just having some fun. Bang, bang, well, do you want me to come? Bang, bang.
Hi, welcome to Harmony on Tap. I'm your host, Aya Lawhorn, and I'm here with Jeremy Buck, with Jeremy Buck and the Bang. How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. It's great to be in this awesome interviewing room. You guys got a big budget there at Harmony on Tap. I like it.
Yeah, I'm sensing a little bit of some sarcasm, maybe.
Just a touch. Just a touch.
Now, I want to ask you about the name of your band. We obviously know who you are, Jeremy.
I hope that would be an obvious
Do you know
question.
who you are?
That would be great.
But
The key is to get everybody else to know who I am, and then we can say
I don't think there's any mistaking you. But where did the Bang part come from?
I started performing under the name Jeremy Buck because that is my name, and I was playing the drums when I first started out, and I put the drum set up front, and I was like the lead singer. I played the keyboard, and we had a three-piece. I had a bass player named Joel Geist and a guitar player named Chris Hanna. And then everywhere we would tour, we would be like on an elevator somewhere, and someone would be like, "What's the name of your band?" Because we looked like a band, but it was like Jeremy Buck, and people were like, "Is that a band name or a person?" You know, some bands have a one-man name, they're not even in, like Leonard Skinner, you know, or somebody's name's Leonard Skinner.
This is Jeremy Buck guy.
Yeah. So we decided that after about 1 million names we were coming up, Jeremy Buck and the Chocolate Kisses, or what?
Chocolate Kisses?
Well, I don't know, I just came up, that was a bad one. That wouldn't have made it either, but you know, Jeremy Buck and the Sponges, or you know, Jeremy Buck and some change, you know, we were trying to do the money thing. And so for about 6 to 7 months, like non-stop, all day long, we were just throwing out Jeremy Buck and the...
Talk about some brainstorming.
Yeah, we were totally brainstorming, and then one day, I was like, the best bang for your buck, and I was like, wait, Jeremy Buck and the Bang. Because when I played the drums, I beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, Bang, Buck, and we pack a bang. So it was like, seemed like the perfect thing. So it kind of rolled off the tongue easily.
See, I was sitting there thinking, Bang, maybe they were watching Discovery Channel over the Big Bang Theory. maybe that's where they got that from.
We watched a lot of Discovery Channel.
What do you watch on there?
Just a little bit of everything.
Shark Week.
Shark Week's I'm a big fan of Shark Week.
Does that make you want to go in the water after you watch that?
It does, you know. I like to test the limits, you know.
Do you surf?
Yeah. No, I don't.
No, you don't?
I don't surf.
Not even give it a shot?
I tried it once. I had a bad experience.
What happened? Oh, he's gonna show me.
I got bit by a shark.
Oh my God! I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. In a swimming pool at this Holiday Inn. That was what was the weird thing about it. They say you shouldn't surf in a swimming pool, but I tried. But, so it's crazy.
It was an inflatable shark.
I'm glad they didn't bite off my floaties, because I would have probably drowned.
And you probably bit the shark
Yeah,
back.
there would have been no Jeremy Buck in the Bang.
Did he deflate after you bit him?
He did, and then I found he was plastic, so it really was nothing to be afraid of. But, you know, it was different. It's one of those wind-up sharks, tiny one. But,
Thank you.
Either way.
For sharing your story.
You're welcome.
It's
on
very
my blog and my biography. It's all there. Check it out. I have
Yeah.
resources and sources saved.
Speaking of animals and mammals, I'm going to say one word.
Okay.
Cow.
Cow.
Cow. What does that mean to you?
Cow means, it means a lot. It was the start of my musical career. You know?
I read that.
Yeah, I grew up on a small farm in Indiana, and I basically was sort of forced into showing cattle at the 4-H fair. I don't know if you're familiar with the 4-H fair, but
well, I'm from Texas, so I know about fairs, but
fairs,
yeah.
So, and I had to show, I agreed to show 2 cows at the fair, and I was 9 years old, and I didn't want to do it. I was into sports and stuff. I was not the typical farmer type, you know? And so my grandparents said, okay, come work with these 2 cows, and I would go there about a month before, and like, you know, I'd wash them down and you know,
did you have to
trim
milk them?
I didn't have to milk. These weren't milk. These were dairy cows. No, thank goodness. I'd have been gone. You know, no way. But
fresh milking one?
Yeah, but we had to kind of like lead them around the farm, and that's what you do. You take them in a ring and you lead them around. You have like looks like a golf club, but it looks like something at the end of like a fire stick. You know, in those old fireplaces. And you wedge it in between their hoof. Like there's a little cut in their hoof, kind of like that, and you wedge that in there, it's sensitive, and it'll move their leg back. So the idea is you want to get their posture to be as like symmetrical as possible. That's the trick of everything. If you want to know, I mean, you can,
Well, I'm sitting here and
I've got a how-to show a cow video coming out very soon on DVD.
This man does not look like he shows cows.
Exactly. And I didn't do it very well, but
No?
so, but I said I'll do 2, and I showed up at the fair, and when I showed up in the stall, there were 6 cows, and I was like, I don't know who those cows are, but I'm not showing them. Do you think it's going to be me? And basically, they said, you've got to show all these cows. And I was like, well, I agreed to do 2. You want me to do this because you want to make a bunch of money off of me. You're using me right now. And so as any 9-year-old would do, I said, I want some cash if we sell any of these cows, you know. It's kind of, I wish I could have that back in me.
Hey,
you know?
but that's
Some of
good
these-
marketing skills.
Some of these
there.
promoters in these venues and stuff like that, look, I ain't doing anything
That's
unless I make some
right. You have
cash.
any cash.
But it worked in that situation, and we sold a couple of the cows, and I got $600 from my grandparents, and I bought my very first drum set.
And that's how you got
and I got
started.
Yeah, I bought 4 drum lessons, and from that point on, I
Wow.
never took a lesson after that.
And it was just all natural.
It was pretty natural.
Not only do you play the drums, though, you also play the guitar, the keyboards, you do you're like a one-man show.
I do. I play just about everything except the skin flute.
Whoa, what?
I don't know. I just
I was like, okay.
saw it on South Park once, but anyway.
We got a lot of creativity going on up here, you know. It's a little too fast for me. I'm not
It's fast.
catching on too fast.
See, I catch it because it hits the hair and it stops. You know?
And-
You don't have much. It goes. You know, we've got a lot of hair, but it's all
yeah,
down.
yeah,
so.
it's down. It's down today. It's not all wild like yours. Which I'll get to your hair in a
Okay,
minute
okay.
because I've been wanting to ask you about that. The hair is very important.
This would be a 37-part video.
But how to do your hair and
Yeah.
style it with Jeremy Buck? He will
Classic.
style your hair for you.
That's what we do.
Now your bandmates, they must love you because if someone gets sick, you know, you just fill in for everybody.
Pretty much. I think they love me and they hate me all at the same time. You know? They must love me because I don't pay them.
Okay, well then
So
you
that
really,
must be love,
if you spend
right?
a lot of time with someone, you know, yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta love them.
No, we have a great time. I mean, I'm very fortunate to have, you know, the best musicians and the best, you know, just people in general. Just a lot of fun. And we go on the road and we tour. And
Do you guys kill each other while you're on the road?
We don't.
No?
Luckily, we've got a very good chemistry going. So we would just have a lot more fun, you know, than making it all serious and stuff. It's hard enough as it is to
be
travel in a
around
van with, you know,
Like
4
Jack in
dudes
the
across
Box.
the country. But
all day.
yeah, so we have a good time. The hardest thing we have on tour is like every convenience store we stop at, you know.
A lot of 7-Elevens.
What are we gonna get? Because after you hit about the 15th convenience store, it's all the same stuff. But if you can find something that's rare in this convenience store, then you know you
Well, then why don't you go to the grocery store, stop at Ralph's and say, hey, we'll get some food
That's
here.
too far off the highway. We gotta get on the road.
That's just too much
It's like
work.
truck stop, you know. The modern day truckers.
And you probably see a lot of cows.
We do see a lot of cows, especially if you drive through Bakersfield.
I've
That's a
been
whole
to
other story.
Bakersfield.
Yeah,
They
that's
got
all-
good barbecue in
I
Bakersfield.
wonder why.
Because
It's
they're out in
fresh.
the middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
Now, the cow thing, it was funny because I was sitting there looking up some info and I was like, I have to ask him what this obsession is with cows. I don't know if it was an obsession because I saw merchandise with cows. Your video, Secret Made of Dreams, had
Exactly.
cows in it.
That was actually shot on the farm I grew up in. We were back in
Really?
Indiana on tour, and we went to my old house and shot some footage of that. We no longer live there anymore, but
Right.
and I don't know if the property owners knew that we were there, but I kind of claimed it as my own and snuck on a big farm.
Well, I was sitting there thinking, okay, you know, I like a good grilled ribeye steak, but I was like, you know, those cows.
the moonwalk into cow pasture, I think, is what really has never been done before. You know, so if you check it out, I'm doing the moonwalk.
That's an
in a
idea
cow
for
pasture.
the next storyboard
It
for
was
the next
good.
music video.
I won't tell you how I got it so slippery because that's.
I was getting ready, now I'm in my Chevy, headed to the levee, picking up my Betty. We were out in heaven, now I'm going steady. Just as Thomas Betty, my apples on the belly, butterflies belly, puking up the deli. Get a call from Gelly, ring the song is Nelly, talking on the telly, like I'm Bonzarelli, to my Cinderella.